good old radio night. Now that night ranger, of course, he always gets in there and gets that extra little bit of edge. You know, he's got to have an edge. You know, so it's for what 2018. All right, who's going to be the official EMC for the night? There last week it was 15-4. I tell you what, he has did a really good job there. Crazy Man has done it before. Let's see who wants to be the one tonight. I picked Night Ranger. If you stay in there long enough. Night Ranger, you want to go ahead and go?
I'll start. All right, my vintage radio for tonight is a 1977 Midland 79-892 40-channel sideband mobile. It's the old Cybernet chassis with the PLL02a chip. Highly sought after back in the day because that chip is very friendly for putting extra channels in it. And it's got an unusual feature in that the clarifier is built into the hand mic. Now that works great if you're in the mobile. You got the hand mic already in your hand talking. You just reach around the back, spin the dial on the mic, and you can adjust the clarifier if you're on sideband. So that's nice, but if you want to put a power mic on it, well then that's a problem. And there were various ways people came up with to get around that. But anyway, it's a pretty good radio. One of my favorite sideband radios. Actually for mobile, it's one of my favorites to use in the mobile because of that feature, and it's got a nice receive on it, and it's got a nice it's stable on sideband, doesn't drift all over. So that's going into my old gray DNA Maverick, and that's going into my homemade wired J pole at about 80 feet in the air.
What you get from action on Lazy Key. Is there somebody out there can let me know the audio's working on my end out there on the YouTube?
Working fine out here there, 21.
I know, but you're not looking at it, I don't guess, are you? Are you looking at it on TV? Maybe I'm trying to get somebody that's watching it live right now to let me know that it's doing okay.
I'll have to go downstairs to look. I don't have my laptop up here.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Mark said it's doing just fine. Hey, Mark, tell us where you at there. Come on. Anyway, Mark's got a jet lag there just a little bit there. Okay. He's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Up near your old stomping grounds there, Night Ranger. I talked to Hitman. He's out of Rock Hill. He was down there cooking up duck skins today.
Hey, Mark, I bet that's Alexander the Great. Ask him. He'll probably hear me say that over your radio. I bet that's Alexander the Great because he's in Charlotte.
Hey, Roger, is that you there, Alexander the Great? That's him there, Night Ranger. He said he printed 10-4. That means okay, Night Ranger, 10-4.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if I get my laptop, I have to put Windows back on it, but I mentioned before, if I get my Linux laptop and ever dual boot it with Windows on it, maybe I can hook it up to that Kenwood and let him remote control it across the internet and join the live video gate from the internet.
Roger. Hey, another guy, Curtis out there, he's in Oklahoma City doing good. Okay, well, I'm not the EMC, what did I say, EMC? That's something like, what is it? Who was that? Einstein, something he said. Anyway, all right, that's Dirty Diaper standing by.
Yeah, the EMC squared. Okay, Crazy Man, let's hear it. What you talking on? Yeah, but let's go ahead, Crazy Man. What are you talking on?
Well, I told him the bullfrogging two ducks, what they call them. Got the radio, got all these daggone knobs, and some of them I don't know what they're for. I don't ever turn them. My scared to somebody holler at me. I got all them doggone buttons up there. I ain't figured out what word they go to. One of these days I might figure it out. Oh, there's a big radio, black one. Yeah, up for a lower sideband on it. Got 100 watts stuck in it. Only thing is around 40 watts out of it. I got a handmic 2000 from
All right, sounding good. And by the way, I'm on the stock hand mic on this one. No power mic on it. But anyway, like I said, it's got the clarifier in it, so putting a power mic on it's possible, but you gotta you gotta deal with no clarifier then, or mod the radio. Anyway, who else is next?
Must pick up and talk.
Where's 987? Oh yeah, on the 139 XLR. That was this lady named Village Queen that had one of those in Rock Hill back in the late 70s and early 80s. She had that in a Turner Plus 3 B, I think it was, the brown one. Hers always sounded real good. Well, I know we got a bunch of skip in here right now. So that might be it. Plus, I'm running this hand mic. All right. Who else in there? Slammer, go ahead.
Come on, Ranger, go ahead and tell me what you got. I don't know.
Oh, he's run off.
How about it there, Slammer? Slammer done slammed his roll up the wall there. How about 15-4? Come on. 15-4, I hope you didn't get out of there.
Did 1940 make it in here tonight?
Yeah, that 1940, yeah.
You got this old bomb, 388 in Monk's Corner listening.
All right, 388, go ahead. What you talking on?
Nothing old. I'm talking on a Galaxy 44 HP.
Yeah, you got me up there at about 8 plus. It looks like swinging higher than that.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just now on 52, just leaving Monk's Corner on my way back to Goose Creek.
All right, well, you made the video gate tonight. All right, Dirty Diaper, I missed you. What are you talking about?
I got this, like that fellow say, I got this Cobra 2 grand with a D104, and I've got a shockwave antenna about 100 foot plus in the air, and that's all I'm gonna say I got. Thank you.
Yeah, and it was doing you a good job. Wasn't that what you were talking on? Well, you're on the beam, I guess, last night. We were talking to Australia.
Yeah, I was on the flat side, pointed out towards I guess I had been talking to Texas and Missouri and all out there, and that's whenever Australia come in there. What was it, 165?
Yeah, there was two of them, 165, and you started your video. There was a guy I talked to before that, but I forgot his number. But they were, they were different parts of Australia. But yep.
Okay. Well, I don't know what happened to 15-4.
I don't know, but I'm going to get in there with the permission of the host and go ahead and say what I'm saying before I put this microphone in the vise and crush it.
Okay, go ahead. What are you talking on?
Well, I'm talking on the DX, it's the 55 HP Galaxy. I got about 230 watts running right now, and I'm on a Tascam audio controller with a microphone that might meet its death. It's an Ibanez studio microphone, and I'm going to just retire it here in a minute, and I'm not going to crush it, but I am going to take it and obviously take it apart because I'm tired of screwing with this thing, and it started this about 6 months ago, so another project. I'll be back on the air in a few minutes there with a different microphone or something. Anyway, 45 in the creek.
All right, 45. Well, it sounds real good. And I want to give a little history on this. I should have done this earlier. I want to give a history on this Midland 79892. This is, as people in video can, when it comes up, can see, it's got a little wear on the face. This is my first sideband CB radio I ever owned. I bought it. I bought one back in 1979 when I was like 16 years old. And I didn't know the clarifier was on the hand mic till I got it home. I just walked in Woolco and they had it on sale at a closeout price for like $100, which was great for a sideband radio. And so it wasn't a planned purchase. I said they only had one left. I said I'm gonna jump it. So, but I got it home and came up with a kludge to kind of get the D104 to work with it and still had the clarifier. It worked. But I had a great bit of fun getting up on sideband and figuring that out for the first time at 16 years old with my little, I think I had a 2-tube DNA Hornet doing about 80 watts. And I can't remember if I had a 5/8 wave ground plane then or a half-wave big stick. I had one of the two. But anyway, I had lots of fun on sideband back then with that old Midland radio. All right, anyway, who else we got in here that hasn't spoken up?
Slammer.
Well, we called for him, but he didn't come back. Where are you, Slammer?
Must have hit himself, shot his gun into his foot there and can't get it off that board.
Yeah, he must have had to step out of the radio room.
Bullseye jumping in real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Bullseye.
Tim 4, appreciate y'all letting me jump in there real quick. This is Bullseye. I'm on a Galaxy DX2547 with a vertical about 35 foot up. Nothing special, running barefoot. Appreciate y'all letting this little radio get in between all y'all big radios. But I've been listening, y'all doing good, sounding good. This is Bullseye.
Okay, Bullseye, well, it sounds real good. And hopefully we won't get too much more skip in there. We had a bunch of skip the past 2 nights. I got to get in there and talk up to Canada and got to talk to the Great Lakes states and out to Texas and heard a little bit of Pennsylvania in there. I didn't get to talk to my friends up there from Channel 13. That it was kind of in and out real quick. But hopefully that means the summer skip season is going to start. I always look forward to that, especially up on sideband, getting in there and talk to everybody.
Yeah, roger that. Listen, all kinds of talking out there. I don't think I can fit in there, but it's nice listening to it. Over.
Well, it's fun to get in there, especially on sideband. Today it was during the day it was mostly just the Caribbean coming in. Trinidad was coming in, Grenada was coming in, and I could hear Florida coming in backscatter. And I actually heard Texas coming in. It wasn't direct; it was backscatter, but I could hear them on the horizontal side.
Yeah, roger that.
So, 21, you were up there at the Walter Burr CB Jamboree. Come here and tell us what you saw.
Well, I got to meet a lot of people that I talked to on the radio and some that I may have and don't remember or maybe never did. But now that I've, I'll be able to recognize them a little bit better on the radio, kind of be able to shake their hand over the radio again. I enjoyed meeting everybody out there, and they had a good little group, and they had some nice equipment out there, some that I would have liked to have just to have it, not anything, major, just several fellows had some really nice vintage amplifiers, of course I would never run one, but, but I would love to just have one. I would like to actually buy it and put it over at Night Ranger's house, and then he could take pictures of it for me and send me emails every 6 months. But it was fun. It was fun out there. Had a lot to eat. Red did a massive barbecue. I mean, it was loaded down, a big giant cooker, like you pull behind a truck, and had barbecued chicken and coleslaw and all kinds of other things there. They give away free. You had a raffle ticket that you got when you showed up, and signed your name on a guest list or a roster, and they're going to send you a copy of everyone that attended. And let's see what else. Just a lot of fun and meeting people and whatnot.
Yeah, a lot of those forbidden pieces of equipment. Of course, I would just put them over here in the corner and put a big sticker on it. He put a tape across the on-off knob so nobody'd ever turn it on, and then of course you had to put the big sticker on the front that says for emergency use only.
Yeah.
So I know what kind of stuff. I mean, what all did you see? I'm a little curious. What did you see?
Well, I'm gonna say hello to 919. He's from 911 there. 911. I said 919. He's up in New York City there, waving a hand at us there. They had fella had some Zodiacs, and I mean, he looked like brand new. He had some Elkins, looked like about a 8-tube Elkin, some maybe 6-tube. I don't know whether they were the Super 6 or the regular 6 Elkin. A couple of Zodiacs. He had some Elite boxes that Elkin had made, but they were named Elite, and they had some other pill boxes. I don't know how big. I wasn't looking at them. They had some radios, different radios, Galaxies, Saturn bases. They had some mobiles. They had another guy had a Powell. Was it DX300, that 4CX250B box, looked like brand new. He had some Elkins. They had meters, power supplies, antennas, microphones. I was tempted to buy that GE Super Bass up there, but I just didn't do it. I might still do it. I don't know. If that was one of the first big radios that I had really ever seen, that's been probably 35, maybe more than that years ago when it first came out. I don't know. And it was big back then because I was used to looking at some mobile radios or, maybe a Cobra 139 or a Cobra Cam 89 or 98 or whatever. But looking at it now, it just doesn't look as big, but it has a lot of features in it, like your antenna connection on the back, where you can switch from one antenna to the other. It's got some noise blankers that other radios don't have. Just different features on it that were pretty neat.
I don't think I ever saw the GE Super Bass, maybe till the internet came around or YouTube came around. I don't know that I ever saw many. I might have heard somebody talking on one time. I may have heard somebody in Charlotte mention the GE Super Bass. He was all pumping it up, but because I'd never seen one, it just kind of fell on deaf ears at the time. But yeah, definitely, it looks like a souped up AM/FM alarm clock in a way.
But I tell you what, don't get them wrong. Don't discount them, because those GE radios, they have some audio in them. I know that I used to run the mobile GE mobiles, and I tell you what, those things, and I've still got one of them, and of course they got the 02a chip in them, which back then that was a radio that you could go down below channel 1 and above 40 when those other guys had the Yezus and all like that they could do it with, and a lot of them had the Siltronics, Comanches and all, and 1011Ds and 1011Cs, and you want to see what they were saying. So you could get one of them, and with 2 switches and a couple of resistors and an X-Acto knife, you could be down there listening to them.
Oh yeah, well that's basically what this radio is. It's the same board. It's just, it's not peaked out or anything, and it's got the stock handmic. But this is a Cybernet board, more or less the same radio as the GE sideband mobile. Matter of fact, I think it is the same radio as the GE sideband mobile. There were like 2 versions. If you watch Mike's Radio Repair, he actually opens up the 2 different GE sideband mobile versions that had that PLL02a. And this is the board that appeared in the first version. It's just Midland, but it's the same board. And the audio chip in them is the TA7205P or AP on some of it. About a 7.8 watt audio chip, really. I don't know if they ran it that hard, but I think that's what it's rated at. So yeah, it was definitely capable of audio if you put a power mic on it and nipped and clipped and all that stuff that some loved and some hated.
Roger. Where'd Fireball go?
Trying to wonder, he got blow up or not. He went to check his fuse.
Oh.
You know, it's too short, too long, too short. You have to put another one in it there.
Yeah, now we got to see if Eliminator is going to show up. He's usually like about an hour into it, and then he shows up.
What happened to Palmetto 45?
I'm playing around with another microphone, trying to get it worked out here, man. Believe it or not, I got a doggone Delta Echo Master Plus hooked into the dang Tascam. I ain't never done that before.
10-4 on that. Sounds right to me.
Well, if you're going to do that studio thing, I just, that Shure SM58 beta, when I would play live and, have to sing vocals and stuff, that SM58 beta was always a great vocal mic.
Yeah, well, I'll get the studio microphone repaired, but man, this is interesting here. I got some squeals and stuff going on. I've never tried it before, and I've got to figure out all the 150 million knobs and all this junk, but I think it sounds alright. It's got a little bit of punch to it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it might be better than the other one, man, because I get a little bit more that punchy audio,
Oh, yeah, that'll get you out there in DX land real good.
Right, now I gotta move the controller out of the way because I ain't got enough space on the bench for the dang base of the microphone to be in a comfortable spot. But I think I might be onto something here, 21, man. This is a good one, I think.
Yeah, I'd leave that one like that.
Alright, I'm gonna unplug her and try to, oh boy, that's the key switch, but I'm gonna plug her and move this junk around because I'm balancing the dang thing in my hand, man. I'll be back.
Hello, Bullseye.
Go ahead, 21.
Yeah, apologize for not hollering at you there.
Yeah, I heard you in there, next door neighbor. Sounding good over there.
Roger, you too, man. Just wanted to say hello.
Good to hear you, Yeah, I figured I'd get in here and holler real quick, and y'all sounding real good. Appreciate you letting me get in there real quick.
Anytime, man. That's what it's for.
Oh, that boy's already crazy one was hollering at you.
Hey, crazy man, how you doing? I tried to holler at you a little bit earlier today. I was on the mobile. I tried to holler at you, but my mobile, I'm trying to get straight, and it's not doing too good. But yeah, appreciate it. Y'all all sounding good.
Yeah, I got to get that antenna tuned because it's way out of whack. Yeah, it's always real high on it.
All right, Roger.
I've been listening to CB, I listened to country music all the way up and all the way back.
There you go, Roger that on the country music.
Listen to police all the way from Charleston all the way back to Waterford, from Waterford. I caught a few of them out on my police scanner. Coming back, I caught them again and some more police. I think it's out of Columbia, South Carolina. I got one of them antennas on top of my roof of my truck that I pick up better police out there, all different places.
Yeah, Roger, I just put a new antenna on the back of my truck. It's doing all right. Doing all right.
Oh, yeah, I've been listening to all of them out there. There were some of them saying, I got him. And he come back, get all about me, got him. He just slipped out from my fingers.
Yeah, Roger that.
I laughed so hard it goes all off the road. I know what happened to the family.
Must have found something good on TV.
What was that, rope rebar?
You guys pick it up. I hear my dog down at the bottom of the steps. She wants me to let her out. I'll be right back.
What's that?
Yeah, I sure hate that 15-4 got out of there.
Well, he working or what? 1, 2.
Well, we had a 1940.
10-4. I don't know what the problem is with mine. Having trouble with this, but you and Crazy Man. But I can hear all of you a lot better when I turn it on my computer.
Roger. Well, I don't know. When you turn on the computer, you're hearing what I hear. And so, I don't know. But is your RF gain turned wide open?
10-4. It's just one of those things. I'm getting a lot of static in there from somewhere. I'm getting a halfway decent signal for the static's covering up the modulation.
Yeah, Roger. I just noticed the other day, well, matter of fact, today, too, as I was driving down to go to that CB break down to Waldoboro, that when I went by this one house, I was listening on 28 to see if I could hear anybody out there talking, you know. And somebody, I know the house, I saw it because I rode right by it, it must have an alarm system in it. I mean, it's bleeding over. It was bleeding over 2 channels either way. And now I can't hear it here. Someone had one I could hear for a while on channel 14 here, but I don't know what happened to it. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is, some type of alarm system. I didn't know. Of course, FCC, they don't care. They wouldn't do anything about it, and it don't bother me. If I lived right there, I'd have to go there and talk with them and ask them, you know, they're going to have to go somewhere else for that mess. But that would be a good jamming device there to throw up underneath Crazy Man's house.
10-4, there's a junkyard between me and Ridgeville that every time I go by then my mobile, I'll get a good signal from it.
10-4.
I think it's just atmospheric conditions tonight. I don't think there's anything real big problem. I think a couple of nights ago, when I was trying to watch TV, I was getting a whole lot of friends on my TV. I said, shoot, I couldn't watch TV. I cut TV off and get on the radio, and the damn guy had the same daggone thing on the radio. I mean, what the heck was going on? Crazy Man, how am I sounding to you? Damn bodacious me, like you always do. Well, I appreciate those flowers. We'll have to pump my ears up, though. Turn your hair net up. Oh, well, there we go again. You need to put that tuner back out. You got too much tuner back in the mouth, you can't talk right. And all day today to do that. Get out of there with that.
Hey, Palmetto 45, good break. No condition on that Palmetto 45.
Might be still working on that microphone.
Where are you trying to break?
We're in Lincoln, Nebraska there. Where are you at?
All right, come on back, tell me one more time, man. I got you on the flat side.
We're coming from Lincoln, Nebraska. Lincoln, Nebraska. You got a copy on us out there?
Yeah, Roger, yeah, I got you in South Carolina. I just happened to be pointed out that way. 21 Dirty Diaper. I got you live on video there on YouTube live stream there. It's over here in South Carolina there. What'd you tell me? I may have heard you, but what's your handle or your numbers? Come on.
Station coming across to you there.
What'd you say your handle was? Come on.
499. 499.
All right, 499. Well, if you get on YouTube right now and check it out, you can hear yourself on there. And check it out there. Sure appreciate you coming in there. 499, Lincoln, Nebraska, 21, Dirty Diaper, South Carolina, reading the mail. Could you hear him, Night Ranger? Night Ranger's running to get another beam at his fruit bat antenna catcher to try to get him out there.
Yeah, I heard him out at 495 there. I think that's what you said it was.
Yeah, 4.
I heard him come in there loud from proud, and they still make you jump. That's when you want the flat side.
When I looked at the two you put up when you were talking to Australia this week.
Okay. Yeah, we had been in there earlier, and I said I ran in the house and got the, computer and come back out, and that's whenever, was able to catch him in there again. That worked out good.
10-4 was impressive.
Yeah, well, he was coming in on my radio probably about, let's see, maybe 2 pounds, 2 dB, maybe not even that much, I don't know. Somewhere in between there. But I could hear him. And so, of course, it was on sideband, but I believe it was 125 or 127 out of Sumter was getting backscatter off of us there, off the side of my beams. I was pointed to out west, and he was coming in there, every once in a while covering the guy up. And but anyway, that was all good.
10-4, I can understand that. Alright. Well, it was just impressive. Like I said, when you're talking halfway around the world.
Yeah, last week, 006, the postman from Australia was on the chat room, live chat there. He commented in there, so he might show up again this evening. I don't know.
I wish I could remember that other guy. There was another guy in Queensland, Australia, that was in there too, right before I talked to 165, but I can't remember his number.
Well, the one I talked to was from Queensland. I don't know about the other one.
Yeah, but there were 2 of them. There's 165, and then you talked to 165, then I called, and at first 165 couldn't hear me, but the other guy came back. And then 165 heard me, and then you went and got 165 on the video gate.
Okay.
I went outside and I saw the front motion detector lights on. I looked out there and got a bunch of deer making their nightly run through the yard.
Oh, I thought you was cutting them off and on with that big box over there.
Well, sometimes the box does turn them on. I know the front light comes on sometimes if I key up that Drake L4B with those 3-500Zs, it'll cut it on.
10 Roger, of course, that's only on 80 meters when you use your ham license.
Yeah. I had a motion detector light over here on the corner house right where the ladder line runs past it, and unfortunately it only took about a day or 2 of talking on that amp, and I burned that up, so I had to go back to a manual light. So don't ever run 450 on ladder line in close proximity to a motion detector, because it can't, a motion sensing light, because it can't take it. Oh, and one other note: if you run your ladder line across the limbs of a magnolia tree, don't be surprised if the leaves turn brown a few days later.
Oh, I know a guy that might have been the same numbers as mine when he lived on James Island. That when the beam would turn pointing to this tree in the neighbor's yard, that the leaves would die. 45, you there?
I got a bad root on that tree.
Is that RF getting in there?
Oh, doesn't make them grow, no die.
Oh no, you stand in front of an antenna right in front of it for a while and you'll see.
No, I don't want to do that. I did that one day. I don't know who it was. Bumped my radio up.
Yeah, they'll give you cataracts.
There was a guy up in Rock Hill that had the ridiculous amount of power in his mobile. Had like 5 alternators in his truck, and he had that antenna right above the cab. And you know, something driving something big amp in his car. He finally had to quit all that stuff. He was going blind. He was losing his vision.
Yeah, man. I've known quite a few guys that was heavy into it. Where I can tell you this: back in the day, I had bought a VCR camcorder. That's what a VCR type, you know, whatever they called it back then. Big as a cotton picking VCR, you know, the regular big tape type, big old giant thing, and you set it up on your shoulder to tape, and you had a cheek piece, you know. And I was taping these guys at a shootout contest. Super Transmitter had it, and they started going worldwide, and you could hear them talking. You couldn't hear them in the truck because I was standing outside. All I could hear was an alternator and the motor, but you could hear it on that camcorder, and then all of a sudden the video started getting a bunch of fuzz in it, and it ejected that tape, and that camcorder never worked again.
Must have been from Area 51.
No, it was from all that RF, man. It was probably like 20 grand coming out those things.
I think the only one I blew up was the motion detector, but like I said, it was close. The motion detector light, but that 450 ohm ladder line was running pretty close to it. And I browned the leaves on the magnolia tree where the ladder line ran across the limb. And let's see if anything else. I had a Technics SL2. Matter of fact, I still have it. Technics SL235 belt drive turntable. And I didn't have a very big amp. It was just a little DNA Hornet doing about 45 watts. But I had that frequency generator servo, and I was playing some record in the background, listening to it while I was talking on the CV. And I noticed every time I keyed down, apparently it was affecting that, you know, whatever timing was affecting the speed of the turntable. I'd hear it slow down when I keyed down that amp, and then when I didn't key, you know, it'd go back. The speed would go back up.
A410.
I tell you, 21. You're talking about that. A lot of these policemen will lay their radar guns in their lap. It causes a higher rate of testicular cancer. Yeah.
Oh no.
My brother works for South Carolina ETV, and he's always talked about how that the microwave engineers are always retiring from cancer, you know.
It'll burn you up. 45, you in there? Where'd you go? Oh. How about it, 755? Fireball.
Hey, break.
But Palmetto 45.
Alright, now, I'm glad you got that thing rolling, because I want to hear, if y'all can hear that sound. Do you have like a buzzing sound going on behind me, or no? Oh, the squeal, I know, but can you hear that buzzed?
Not really, not on my end.
Alright, okay, I appreciate that, man. Yep, Palmetto 45 right here in this Palmetto. Working plugging this damned up, plugging crazy audio, and I'm gonna crush the other mic. No, I ain't gonna crush it. I'm gonna go ahead and fix it because it's a good microphone. But I like this little rig here, man. It's duck plucker. I never, all this time I had it, man. I never plugged it into. I mean, I just naturally assumed, you know, it wouldn't work.
Roger, I consider all y'all my friends out there, so I wanted to do a little CB disclaimer here, if you don't mind. Is that a Roger? Roger. Okay. I don't know whether anybody got offended by something that someone said earlier, but that ain't gonna happen anymore. Because if I hear it again, I'm gonna key out on your ass. And that's the way it's going to be. So we don't talk politics or anything else. You know, I got friends, you know, and I mean to keep them there. And I don't want anybody, you know, making someone think I think some kind of way or do something else. So I just want that made clear that I don't control your radio, but I control mine. So let's just, you know, we have to be careful of other people's feelings and what we say on the radio. So that's, y'all all know that. I'm not preaching to you. I'm not treating you like a little kid. But I had to say that because I think one of my friends there might have been a little put out by a couple of remarks there that I didn't agree with, and I don't appreciate it. So I'm not going to stop doing these video gates. But like I say, if it says it does it again, I don't care who it is, I'm going to key down and you won't hear them. So that's the way it's going to be. Okay, having said that, I'm standing by.
10-4, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about, and point taken there. Point taken, I take that point as well. I did mention something, I know what you're talking about, though. But yeah, man, no doubt about it. That's why we get on the other net that I get onto on 3916. We do not discuss politics or religion. We do pray for people and stuff like that. I mean, you know, but it's just a general rule of thumb because that can cause tension in the group.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, that wasn't directed at you there. But anyway, it kind of makes me feel bad, really does there. But what can I do? You know, I can't do anything about it. I hate that, I don't want to say now, I hate that I was recording this because of that, and I'm not going to stop. But I sure hate that happened there. There's nothing I can do about it. But anyway, it is what it is. But, you know, anyway, let me get off that subject and let's have a good time now. So, anyway, I'll be listening to someone else.
Hello.
10-4, yeah, I don't know. I might have missed something. I don't know, but I'll listen later. But anyway, maybe something else that went on after I went up there testing my equipment or something. I don't know if something else got what it was said. But yeah, man, you got a good point there, 21. Good point, man. No doubt about that, man. But good to see you today, my friend. And I'm glad you got a chance to meet my family and all. And but anyway. I'm glad you came out there.
How's your back doing?
It ain't doing good, 21. I was struggling with it, but now I'm leaning over talking into a dang Sedelta mic, but because I don't sit down. Don't ask me why I won't sit down. I got some killer chairs over here to sit in, but I'm leaning on the dang the workbench here, trying to relieve some tension.
Oh, I know what you're up against, man. I know. That's a terrible thing, you know. The ones that the backache, I don't know if the kind that you have is something like I've gotten. They'll let up for a second, and then you kind of like, you know they're coming and they'll cramp. And, you know, it's really, after a while, not the actual cramp. It's the anxiety of knowing that the cramp is coming. Yeah,
you got that right, man. It's, I'll nurse it, man. I'll get better, but I appreciate it. But yeah, dude, it was fun. You know, that's what I'll say on the air. And you know, anyway.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, anyway, I'm sure that I made some new friends out there, and I hope so, and I enjoyed meeting the people. Anyway, Night Ranger, what else is going on? Well, Night Ranger's done gone now.
Frankie said he was doing some doing before out in the yard.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, I went downstairs to play with the beagle. She came upstairs and she was throwing a rawhide around and making a bunch of noise. So rather than fuss at her, you know, and have you hear on the video her throwing the rawhide or dancing and prancing around the room, I just took her downstairs and played with her.
Alright, when you get a minute 21, check your text messages from me, man. But anyway, it ain't no big deal. But anyway, Bo, yeah, man, rawhide.
She's a good little dog, so she wanted to play, so it was playtime.
Yeah, dude, you got to do it because she loves you.
That's right, she's my baby.
Yeah, I checked that message there, but I was you may need to you know, clarify a little bit, go into a little more detail. I can't do any untexting here in the bunker because I don't get a good cell phone signal. That's why I was late tonight. I was experimenting with another router. There goes something there. Another router and modem combination that I bought so I could give Spectrum back there $10 a month crap router modem, and then I had this junky wireless router combination thing, and I got rid of all of that and went and bought about $150 all-in-one, and that way I can give theirs back. And then also I got a range extender, which you plug in the room that your modem and router is in, wireless router. You run a Cat 5 cable to it that connects it to your router, and then you have this other device that you plug into a outlet with rabbit ears on it, and that boosts your signal. And I haven't really tried to see if it's helping me yet. I just was able to get it in there. It's over there in the wall. You can't plug either one of them in a power surge protected outlet, which I think is stupid. I mean, you know, but you can't do that. So that was a little bit of a contest there to get that straight. So that's why I was running a little bit late. Because last week, after an hour, they dropped the first hour on that video gate that I did the last week, and I said, if I got to go and do something, that ain't going to happen again. Yeah, that's an Arius modem.
I'm not keying on anybody, but as usual, I've reached my bedtime. I've enjoyed listening. Some things I've heard, some things I hadn't heard, but I still enjoy it, and I'll listen to Radio Gate tomorrow and hear all of it.
Well, sure, I'm glad you was able to get in there. I did want to comment that radio is really sounding good tonight, and of course it wouldn't sound as good as it did with anybody else operating it. You know exactly how to talk to your radio. 1940, 21, we back out.
10-4 in 1940, sometime known as Eagle Beat, is going 10-7.
Again, 1940, appreciate you coming out. You have a nice night, a better day tomorrow. Be
Frankenstein, you know, that lightning bolts shoot out of it, like a big old giant thing where you have to put a crowbar on it to pull it down. That's what he does to cut off his radio.
I know you're right. I think that's what he does every time. I know you heard because I'm watching on the meter over here and it's doing the trick.
Roger.
Hey, 21?
Yeah, come on down.
Yeah, I gotta go, man. I gotta go cook some dinner for these folks. But anyway, I'm glad I got a chance to get on the gate, and I'll talk to you again soon, my brother. And all y'all take care out there, Crazy Man, and everybody else that's out there. I think 987 was out there, and 1940 if you can hear me, and Night is it Ranger over there? Anyway, I can't ever get your handle straight. But anyway, have a good one, man. We'll catch you later.
Watch the caller.
All right, pal, man, 45, Grandmaster 45. Hey, good to meet you. And the Bambino in the back, and his girlfriend, and your better half, and that guy that was looking back around that tree. Every time I'd go to look, I could go back in behind there. I don't know, that was maybe somebody who was kin to you, or just a friend. I don't know. But anyway, I'll see you.
I have no idea, bro. You'll have to talk to me some other time about that, and I'll figure out who we talking about. But anyway, brother, take care. I'll catch y'all later, man. I'm gonna go in there and cook up some hamburger steaks. I'm back quiet.
45, catch you later, bud. Right there and get to see you again. What, 3 times this month. I tell you, take care, have fun. Don't point your fingers.
Davo!
987, are you still in there? I'm getting like a blast of beep, beep, beep from somewhere. Something like one of those, like I was talking about alarm systems here. I don't know where it's coming from. It's bleed over, but normally it's just a steady beeping sound. This one here is sporadic. It's not bothering me, but if 987 would come in there, it'd cover him up. Well, I got 9 dB of noise now.
I just only got to where I ain't got it keyed up. I want to get around a pound.
Wow.
You don't think it's a bad transformer going out on you? Or somewhere in the neighborhood?
I just flipped back and forth to the flat side, and it dropped it some. So it's man-made noise there. The vertical picks up more man-made noise. I don't know what it is. There's something out in Skip Land, though.
Yeah, but tell. Once the more the Mexicans come in there and say something, I don't understand what it says. Anyway, they came in there and blew it away back quick.
Half a truck on the west side. Half a truck. I've got you on there. I'll see you. Half a truck's waving, Crazy Man.
Half a truck, okay. I got 3/4 of that truck then.
Roger, maybe you got the other half he didn't have.
No doubt. It's the only radio I can hear my own beat. That Ranger, the other radio over there, they ain't got no beat like that. I don't hear it coming out. On this galaxy, I can hear it.
Yeah. Well, have you ever tried unkeying real fast to see if you can hear the beat?
On that Ranger radio?
Yeah. Kind of like, you know, I don't know, like a 3-way switch in a hallway. You got to, you know, pretty close together, and you can run from one to the other and cut the light off and then cut it back on again. You try to beat it to the other switch before it goes off, and then it stays on all the time. Have you ever tried that?
No, I don't want to try that because it bite me.
Okay.
I got some switches over here doing
talking about, right?
No, the screw's still sticking halfway out. I never think about the screw that last go down. I should get my box back. They got that all different size flathead screwdrivers in it. I just bounced it the other day. They hit it from myself.
Well, on the switch I put in.
Oh, yeah, that switch you put in there. You didn't have enough time or something, or you told me. I told you I'll go ahead and finish screwing it in. I never thought about it no more.
Oh, I don't know. Is the plate on it?
Oh, yeah, everything's there.
Well, it must be the screw on the plate.
It is. I got it. That's the way up. It takes them, flathead screwdrivers to do it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I knew I wouldn't have left that not screwed down good to the box there. So, anyway, yeah, you could take one of your fingernails and tighten that down.
I tried to do something the other day with my fingernail. I broke me out or something. Oh, shoot. What happened now? They get that for some fingernails now. I want kaput on me now.
Yeah, won't you get one of those butter knives and go out there in the street and wait till there ain't no cars are coming and rub on that thing until it gets smaller and thinner, and then you can go back in the house and tighten that screw down.
I didn't think about that. I used to do that all the time. I might do that tomorrow if I think about it. Most of it, stay covered up where it's laying up, colorboard laying up against the wall. One thing sometimes, next couple of weeks, I got to go to Home Depot and get me some corking.
Get some what?
Corking? When you put it in my corking gun, I can cork around that tub in there.
What kind you gonna get?
I don't know. Well, tell them I want some. Kind I can put around the tub. That's clear white. You can get it cheap, high, whatever. We got to have it.
Yeah. Well, have you ever used silicone caulking and made it look halfway decent? Are you pretty good at doing that with silicone?
Talk about that stuff is brown looking or yellow looking. Squeeze out a tube or you use a corking gun.
No, this goes in a gun there. It's the one that smells real bad, like it has that ammonia smell. That stuff is very hard to work with. You gotta really know. You gotta use it all. Be able to use it. To make it look right. And it depends on. Some of them are so runny. It's a job to make it look right. Now you can look like bubble gum stuck all over it. It doesn't matter to me because I can't see it. But I don't like caulking that way. I have to smooth it down. But if I was you, I'd just get some of that tub and tile caulking latex type. That I wouldn't mess with the silicone there. You can get the one that's got microband in it. It got some kind of a mildewcide built in. Poly seam seal used to make it. DAP used to make it. But if you're not that good with caulking with silicone, I would go with the latex because you can take and wet your finger in a wet little rag and smooth that bead right on down. With that silicone, it's a little more tricky.
Yeah, 410. I'm planning on putting some fancy boards around that tub anyway to make it look better in case he won't put his foot up there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. But let's see here. Got Wagon Master out there out west there. And let's see, we got Gray Eagle out there in Oklahoma. He's saying y'all are good CBers out there. He's saying we used to do this on Friday night, but now we do it on Saturday night. Just got too tiresome, just like tonight. I got home around, 6 o'clock from that CB get-together down there about 50 miles away, and I was worn out, and I wasn't even driving. And I had to rush around, and my grandson was over, and my daughter, and my wife, and just had to do some things, and the next thing I know, I looked at the clock, and it was like 5 minutes to 8. I said, great, day in the morning. Hadn't even set up my new Wi-Fi thing yet, or anything, so I was rushing around, so that's why I was late tonight getting out there. But it doesn't matter, really, because anybody can go on YouTube and check out Carol Ina Pirate. It's CAROLINA Pirate, and that's Night Ranger's channel, and he's getting that extra sneaky bonus footage of recordings there.
Now, 410. It wasn't no 6 o'clock when you got in. You get on the road. It was around 20 after 6 while they pulled up in my driveway. So they looked at the clock, see what time it was. It was around exactly 20 after 6. That's when I got to talk to you. I meant to tell you that's what time it was.
Yeah, that guy Howie said you probably got a bad breaker there in your breaker box. You know, it's hard to see that breaker box you got back there to that door. You need like a old-time carbide miner's helmet light, you know, or maybe one of those big old lights that they used to shoot down planes during World War II. Get one of them and mount it on your back and go in there to work on that panel behind that door.
That's one thing I ain't gonna mess with. We're supposed to break our back switches back and forth till it come back on. That's it. I don't touch it.
Yeah. Do you have lights in your bedroom at all?
Got one over the top of my bed there where my fan keeps me cool every night.
Yeah. What is the light for?
My light's for me to get up in the middle of the night. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll set up on the bed, pull the cord, and the light comes on.
Oh, okay. Because when I went in and looked at that breaker box, I couldn't find the wall.
Oh no. You must have closed the door on the right then.
Yeah, I had to close the door to get in. That's behind the door.
Yeah, I know. I think I'll get one of them touch lights and put it up on that wall right there, right by the breaker box. Where my speaker's sitting there.
Yeah, they got that one now that looks like a stick-on switch. You know, you just flip the switch and the light comes on. You can carry it around. You can even put it on your truck.
Me mother, somebody steal that.
Right.
I probably must have done what I got. All over the wall from my walking cane. Now I see where I left it. Sitting damn, it was taking my damn chair over here. That's what it was, laying right down in the chair.
Yeah. We have some skip in the background. We were talking out there to, what was that guy, Cano? Was he in Oklahoma, that 499? Where'd he say he was at, that crazy man?
Oh, I didn't hear him out there.
Yeah, he said you heard him, and then I went back to him on the flat side, remember?
Oh, yeah, okay. 490, 474, I don't know. I've got one in my kind of brain. And they got, I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, one guy earlier was in Kansas there, Flatlands of Kansas, and I just didn't pay attention. I thought he said Oklahoma there. I don't know, but he's out there somewhere. And then we have the Border Brothers there from out there, wherever they're from. And that's about it right now. A lot of just a noise there, like you got that alarm system beeping in somewhere out there.
Well, Trinidad was coming in. I'm hearing a little bit of skip on 30 at lower sideband on the 6 element collinear array, but it's real weak. It's just kind of coming and going. Something out west.
What do you say? Hang on a minute. What did you say, Night Ranger?
I said, you know, Trinidad was coming in. I heard them in when we first started. Matter of fact, one of them was booming in from down there. And then on the, I've got the Kenwood on the 6 element collinear array listing out west. There's still something coming in from out west, but it's like just barely there.
Yeah, I don't hear anything except I had 9 pounds of noise in here a while ago. Well, you know, I know there's some skip in there, but let me stand by and listen a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Oh. See, watch that. Watch your needle. See it beep, 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 like some kind of alarm system there, cutting off and on.
That's something where you are. I don't hear a thing.
I don't hear nothing either.
That's in there. It's not bothering me, but if 987 was in there, I can't hear him. 987, did you go 10-7?
The time I heard 987, he said he'd give out, wore out tonight.
I tell you what, that 6 element collinear array, if there's anything to be heard, that thing will hear it. I mean, I flip back and forth between dipoles and verticals and back and forth. The dipole won't hear anything, the vertical won't hear anything. I go to that collinear array sometimes and bam, there's like S7, S8, S9.
They sure have a big time down there on Channel 5 down in Mexico. They've got Mr. X. You can check him out on YouTube, Mr. X CB Shop there. They have all kinds of, I like all kinds of flashing lights and stuff like that. Of course, you have to watch out, you fall on the floor with a seizure, other than that. But, they have these backlit knobs and jeweled knobs and knobs like it's about 2 inches long that you can turn from the back seat of your truck on the radio, and then they have another box mounted underneath that that plays the good, the bad, and the ugly flute and all kinds of Mexican songs and doo-doo-dee-doo-dee and lights flashing up back and forth across it. Have you ever seen his video gates, Mr. X CB Shop?
I've seen some of that stuff. I thought it looked like a Fisher-Price activity center, like you see on a little baby crib hooked to a CB radio.
Yeah. But they love that down there, I guess, because on Channel 5 on here, it's they just, that's what they do. And they love it, man. I've seen this one guy, YouTube video, he's standing up, talking on his CB base station, and he's playing all that stuff, and man, he's jumping all around. He's like he's going to fall down. He was so happy, and I thought, that's having fun right there. I couldn't hate him for that. I mean, I don't hate him anyway. I mean, I'd like to have all those kind of things, but you ought to be hating me as soon as I turned them on. I guarantee you that.
There was a guy I talked to who had moved. I think he was in Venezuela. He'd moved from the U.S. down there. And I asked him about that. He said Channel 5. He said that was like their Channel 19.
Hey, Roger, let me see what they're saying here. What do you say there? Butterbean. Great, hello, Butterbean. Let's see what they say. I'm going to put all the old Radio Night gang on the old 14 roll call. So they do a Channel 14 roll call up there in North Carolina. I was able to get them a couple of times. I got a video gate there. I don't know if it was Georgia Cracker or which guy it was that was doing it. Then Hermit was doing it. I don't think I got it on when he was on there. Can't remember the guy's name. It's on my video gates there. But, of course, I couldn't get him on 14 now. No, I could hear him, but as soon as I started talking, I'd get keyed down on my ears, But anyway, yeah, that's interesting there. If you ever get a chance, 9 o'clock on Channel 14, they do a roll call up there in North Carolina, and you can hear them at night, of course at night, but when it's quiet. And I have had them in here at certain times of the year as high as 7 dB. That's no lie. So they're from Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, all over the place up there checking in. What they do? Kill them on self?
No, that's all right. Well, if anybody can hear them down here, you can with that 100-foot tower and that shockwave.
Yeah, 10-4, I won't tell everybody. But anyway, then tonight on Channel 11, which we can't get them. I gotta quit picking this microphone up. On Channel 11 out in Fresno, California, old Tube Radio Network. Let's see, old Tube Radio Network, yeah. They're on there live, and you can get on there. You don't have to be a member of it or anything, although you can ask them to get you a number, you know, SWL shortwave listener number, and they get on there and talk like we do, except they show pictures of the radios that the guys are talking on. Dennis is one of the guys that's doing it. You'll see his live picture there of him in his control room, and then somebody will come in there and number 56, just for kicks, I think that's one of the numbers there, and he'll come in there and say, okay, I'm on a Browning Mark III, and they'll say, okay, yeah, that's the one that here's in the picture right here. Yeah, we used to talk on that radio, you know, and then another guy will come in here with a general radio telephone MC6 and show that, and it's got the channel 24 in it, you know, when they had the CAP frequency, and it's got some awesome audio there, and they'll come in here with the Fanons, some you know, old Fanon CB, which I guess is Courier somehow. Just different ones. Not a whole lot of trams. Some Tram Titan 2s, 27Es, not D201As, or I haven't seen very many of them. Mainly Brownings, and let's see what else. Well, just check it out, Old Tube Radio Network, and you can get it on YouTube, and then you can click on it and go to the .com part and join in that way and make comments. Okay, stand by. Did you get all that? Did you write that down, crazy man?
Yeah, I might wrote it down. I don't know what I wrote.
Okay.
You out there at that meeting when that fellow, that guy come over with that camera? I was taking your name, your CB handle, where you're from and all that, and you got your picture too? You get that?
Yeah, that was Buzzard in Oregon. He was still circling there. He's circling. That's Buzzard.
Yeah, I kind of wonder who he was. I didn't know who he was. Nobody didn't tell me. He cracking me up over there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I got on moonshiners too. I'll have to check. I was going to take mine out there, but I would have had to get off of their Wi-Fi, and I don't like doing that. I don't care how secure it is. I don't care. I don't need anything in my computer. I don't think there would be anything, but they said, oh, that no one could hack in there. No one could get in there. Okay, let me tell you something. If they can hack the United States government, they can get your little computer. Night Ranger, they can't get him. He's got that Linux and stuff that you know, he can tell. He can hack into your computer, but you can't hack into his. Isn't that right there, Night Ranger?
Well, I mostly get paid to keep the hackers out, but yeah, if I really had to, I might be able to.
Well, I would imagine if you know how to keep hackers out, you say, well, let me see how they did this, and you could probably do it, you know, but I wouldn't say that.
Oh, I definitely know how.
Therefore, well, but so I didn't take it out there, and I'd have probably dropped it or whatever, and so I just said, nah. So it's all right. Everything was good, and so we'll check them later and see if we got on there, and I'll try to condense the version and incorporate it into one of my maybe next week video gates.
you talked that night, Goat Rider. You talked to him today?
Oh, yeah. Goat Rider and his wife was out there. Yeah. I saw him sitting over there. I went over that way. They were way over, more not dead center of everything, but kind of over to the left-hand side somewhat.
Yeah, he come over there and told me. I didn't recognize him first. My God, boy, you got a little bigger. Who's been feeding you so much? He started laughing.
Roger, I got to meet Fishhead.
I did too. I met a bunch of them out there. I think I talked to that, the other black guy, the older guy. Skinny. Sitting over in that tent by himself there. I went over there and see him. I couldn't remember who it was. I walked over there and talked to him. I said, you recognize my voice? Yeah. I know exactly your voice. He's a crazy man, my dad. That's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of fellas out there that I had seen over the years. Some I never met before, but I had talked to on the radio. Yeah, it was all good. It was all good there.
I think the one of them, that's the one that the blade owner sometime on set. He always have all his radio equipment in his truck.
911 was over there.
911, real short 911?
Well, he wasn't real short. He's taller than Star Patrol.
Oh, shoot. I didn't get to see him. I know 911. I know exactly what he looks like. He must have left before I got there then.
No. He was sitting up in the front. He was sitting up in the front with 667. Anyway, yeah, but, I was riding with 515, so I didn't even think about taking a chair out there or anything. I just don't know why. Me and 449, we were sitting on that big old cooler,